Hey folks, my name is John Serwin and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I made this tomatoey, sweet, tangy, homemade ketchup out of a few simple ingredients that I bet you probably have in your cabinet already or your pantry. Stay tuned, stick around. I was trying to say one of those, but yeah, stay tuned and I'll show you how it's done. Thanks folks. All right, so in order to make our homemade ketchup, we're going to need 170 grams or 6 ounces of some high quality, pretty good tomato paste. Get it all out of there. Next, we're going to go with 1/2 of a cup or 120 grams of distilled white vinegar, 1/4 cup or 60 grams of water. Then we're going to go with 75 grams or 6 tablespoons of sugar. You can use honey, you can use maple syrup, you can use agave nectar. I just didn't have much of that on hand right now, so I went with good old-fashioned sugar this time. Then we're going to go with 6 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt. Then we got 1/4 of a teaspoon each of mustard powder, granulated onion, granulated garlic. You can go garlic powder and onion powder as well, but I know one of them doesn't react great with the acidity of tomato. Not sure which one it is. We'll see which one it figures out to be today. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little stir together, and we're gonna go ahead and heat this up on the stove in we got a saucier here. All you gotta do is heat this up and let it dissolve and cool down, then you got yourself some nice homemade ketchup. All right, over here at the stove, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on to nice medium heat. Move my teapot and switch out my spatula for a whisk. Go ahead and get this all combined. And really, all you gotta do is dissolve the salt, sugar, let it come up to a slight simmer, let all the flavors meld, cool down, bottle up, and boom, you got yourself some nice homemade ketchup. Like I said, if you wanna switch out, I have done this with agave nectar, I've done this with honey. I haven't done it with maple syrup fully just yet, but if you guys want to know that, go ahead and comment and I'll give you the recipe to those too. Because it's not exactly a replacement of sugar one-to-one. And also, if you're trying to watch your sugar intake, you can go ahead and lessen the amount of sugar. I did 75 grams, which is about 6 tablespoons of sugar. Go ahead, bring it down to 3 tablespoons, see what you like it as. You know, bring it down to 1, wherever you want your sugar at. But this is literally probably a 3 to 5 minute process of heating this up, letting everything dissolve, and bottling it up. I like to bottle everything up. I'm just gonna put it into a nice mason jar. I'm a big old fan of just using glass. But if you have an old ketchup container or a nice plastic squeeze bottle, feel free to use that as well. Now that it looks like everything's pretty much whisked, actually I'm gonna keep the whisk going until we see a little bit of bubbles coming up from the simmer. I've also put in some liquid smoke in this before, some chili powder, some clove. Sky's the limit. Go ahead and flavor it up how you want, but just be careful with clove. It's pretty intense flavor, so start out with like a tiny dash. That actually happened quite quickly, so I'm gonna keep this moving. Switch out to my spatula. Get this heated up, cooled down, bottled for you. Let's get back to the spatula and scrape down the sides. And like I said, I don't know if it's neurotic, whatever it is, I just really gotta keep things somewhat clean when I'm cooking. Yeah, see the big old bubbles happening around? That's really all you want. I'm gonna let this go for about another 30 seconds to a minute and shut her off and call her a day. All right, yep, that's starting to sputter all over my kitchen. I'm gonna shut it off. I'm gonna leave it for about 5-10 minutes right here on the stovetop. Off the flame. Flame is now off, and let those flavors meld. All right, now that we've let the ketchup cool, I'm gonna go ahead and place it into a glass bottle. Like I said, if you want, go ahead and use a plastic squeeze bottle. I'm just a big old fan of glass. I got this nice, it's like a canning funnel. So I try not to be too messy. We're gonna see how well this works. I probably could, because that is wide mouth. Probably could make it in there without dripping, but let's go ahead and take the safer route. There come the interesting faces, I bet, again. Eeh. Get all the remnants I can. Still a little warm, but hey, that's perfect. Go into glass. So yeah, I guess if it was this warm, don't put it in plastic right away, but I always put it in glass, so I'm sure it's all right. That's pretty tasty. And there you have it, folks. A nice, flavorful, delicious homemade ketchup. Yeah, netted me what? Call it a pint, right? And this will keep for, I don't know, it's vinegar and tomato paste and sugar, and you're gonna keep it in the fridge 2 weeks? I'm not sure. Get back to you on that. I gotta say, I've never been ill from any of my condiments, so maybe I just eat them quickly enough. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, throw this in the fridge, and there we go. Quick, simple, fast, getting filled with mason jars in there. All right, till next time, folks, thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated.